Well, let's call it a lifestyle change.
Okay, that's
I totally agree. I totally agree with that. The similarities are definitely parallel for sure.
So talk to us about this idea that you did.
Well, basically,
Being locked in the apartment and everything. This is a hell of a deal.
Yeah, well, what had happened was I was unemployed at the time. Couldn't afford a gym, gastric bypass, or any crazy diets like that. But I knew that I had to basically take my health and get back in control. I was out of control for a while, being depressed and full of anxiety after losing my job. I mean, I was on unemployment for a total of 18 months. But and just trying to find work, because I had coming from corporate lifestyle in New York, and then just 2 suitcases and drain packed up and left and moved out to Los Angeles. So jobs really hard to come by. So I was unemployed, and but just decided to make a lifestyle change. Had the opportunity with my first Billboard dance hit, which was my wake-up call, called "Last Night a DJ Saved My Life." And that really was my wake-up call. And so I said, okay, let's find the easiest exercise that I can do, and I started walking. So started walking, and then also having to survive on unemployment, had to figure out a way to deal with my stress and anxiety, and also, deal with my health and wellness. So found a dollar store, and they had fruits and vegetables in there, and for basically $40 a week, I was able to maintain a healthy lifestyle for basically, like I said, $21 a day, basically, as far as the food, budgeting out the food.
This is a heck of a deal. You started a movement, basically. You did basically diet on a dime. This is a heck of a deal. You became an ambassador to the American Heart Association, all sorts of different things.
Yes. They took hold of my story, and basically, and I was able to basically share my wellness story with everybody, and hopefully get out there and get people walking. I started emceeing all the heart walks, and became a brand ambassador for the 99-cent only stores, basically like Jared for Subway, but for the 99-cent only stores. But today I did a lot of walking and shopping there.
About how much do you walk a day?
Well, I started first time just walking one time around the block, and then just my motivation kind of kicked in, and continuing to do it and follow a lifestyle plan, and said, okay, day 2, let's do it again. But what happened was, when the Billboard song became in the magazine, I would start walking to a newsstand. And as it increased in the charts, I would walk to a further newsstand, and within like 6 months, I was walking up to 5 miles a day. But I lost all the weight within 18.
That's interesting that you bring up walking, because about 3.5 years ago, for myself, I had sciatica hit me just out of nowhere, and the only cure for it has been that I walk at least 2, better yet 3 to 4 miles a day. And it's become now a part of my lifestyle. I mean, it's like I do not miss a day, even if it's too cold outside. Oh, yes. Maybe you could expand on how that... It kind of goes beyond words for me as for how that's become a part of my lifestyle. It just is. Exactly. Walking is, right, for me every day, and I can't think of life without it now.
Exactly. Well, you know what, to be honest with you, it was because I was so stressed and depressed with having to worry about my finances and being unemployed and how I was going to survive. Walking really was just kind of like that mental distraction. And I was able to, I was able to put on the music and just kind of get lost in the music and just go for a walk, and be outside in nature. Even whether it's on the sidewalk or, I say the sidewalk is my treadmill. And that's how I would treat it, literally as like an outdoor treadmill. And I joke and say the sidewalk is my treadmill and the city's my gym. And that's how I would treat it. And just being outside and just walking was just an escape to be able to say, okay, I'm out of the house, I'm free, and on top of that, I didn't feel like I was being judged in a gym, in a location, and just, I just didn't feel like, I was a lot more freer to get outside and walk. So it really was kind of like that mental motivation giving me the, that happy feeling, with the endorphins going and everything. I got the same endorphins as anybody doing any other type of exercise, but being that I was so overweight and exercise was such a challenge for me because I didn't like the word exercise, walking was a very low impact exercise that, that anybody could do. And I'm like, oh, I can lose weight at this too. Got it.
And I can attest to that 100%. There's amazing things with walking. As for, the endorphin flow in your brain, you see so much more than like if you go for a run or like you're on a bicycle. Humans were meant to walk. We were not meant to run, unless it's like an emergency. So
that's going to be the only way me and John are going to ever run. Is an emergency.
Now I do have a dream.
I actually used to run all the time.
We'll see. I do have a dream. I would like to run a marathon one day because I would like to cross the finish line. That's one of my goals that I'd like to set for myself. So eventually I will start running, but right now it's walking and bike riding, but and hiking. But it's just being outside and just kind of, like I said, just treating the city like my gym, and I realized that I could get the same workout outside that I could better, more of a workout than I did mentally and physically outside than I could in the gym.
Absolutely. Wow. Absolutely. And there's something that's just brings extra special meaning to be outside because it's always different every day if you look for something.
That's it, really.
Yeah.
And you notice your neighborhood. I mean, one of the things that I was most proud of was that the city of West Hollywood, they gave me a proclamation to the city of West Hollywood for Walking Day for the American Heart Association, proving that you can be your own superhero and your own walking hero.
That's awesome. We have got a great guest with us today. You can get more information online, Papa Joe Aviance, and you can get your free copy of Balancing the Scales by going to his website, papajoeaviance.com, Balancing the Scales, how to transform your balanced body and business. And he joins us today here on Skype Audio, and Ross and John with us today here on our broadcast as well, and a little bit about Papa Joe. He's a successful entrepreneur, recording artist, two-time Amazon best-selling author. He lost 250 pounds by shutting himself in an apartment and dieting on $21 a day for the budget. And he did this basically living a quarantine life and remaining healthy and active on a small budget. And his journey began after his song number 6 on Billboard's dance charts. Music video was being played around the clock on MTV, VH-1, yes, when they still played music videos. And that's when he realized he was dissatisfied with his 450-pound body. In 18 months, he lost 250 pounds, and his transformation was so extreme that he was asked to be on several talk shows such as Rachael Ray, The Doctors, Fox, CBS, Hallmark Channel, and many others. John, listening to this story, I'm sure you probably got some questions for our guest.
Like, what was the biggest part of it? I mean, what'd you cut out? I mean, I understand you're on a budget, and I was, like, cut out for part of the call. But did you just keep a certain caloric intake coming in and increase your physical activity? Because basically, if you decrease your caloric intake somewhat and increase your physical, you're going to lose some weight. Lots of people, they cut out soda. I did that once, and I lost 30 pounds just by doing that because it makes you retain more water.
Yeah, I lost my first. I think I lost my first 20 pounds after I stopped drinking soda. I used to drink a 2-liter bottle of Mountain Dew every single day for 5 years. There's 50 tablespoons of sugar. I haven't touched soda in 7 years now, but I think I lost my first 20 pounds after I stopped drinking soda. Pretty much what I did was when I had my nervous breakdown, I went to the fridge and basically anything that was going to get in my way of losing weight, I threw in the trash. I would literally end up with a bottle of ketchup and mustard. Literally, I mean, my kryptonite is sweets. And anybody that's struggling with any type of, addiction, whether it's drugs, alcohol, mine happens to be food and my weight. But part of the battle for me was basically getting over the hump and learning my triggers and learning what I had no nutritional background whatsoever. But I had to learn, basically, what's good for you and what's bad for you. So I grabbed the food pyramid, and I basically survived. Okay, everything on the food pyramid good, and then everything else bad. And I had to figure out, how I was going to survive for about 6 months and just really give up sweets. So, and then in addition to that, I used to eat 7,000 calories, and I went to 2,000 calories overnight.
Jeez.
And I had to discipline myself. My 7,000 calories would consist of breakfast, lunch, and dinner. In addition to that would be the snacks and the in-between meals. And then the late night binges would consist of 2 Big Mac meals, a whole chocolate cake, a family-sized bag of Doritos, and 2 Diet Cokes to wash it down.
Wow.
Was part of
that all went to salads, spinach omelets, water, fruits and vegetables, and high protein meats. And basically, my advice to anybody out there that has a weight problem or is struggling with the weight, to be honest with you, in short, my motto is eat right, eat less, move more.
I would imagine in that you were saying how you just eliminated sweets, and that would have required just the elimination of all corn syrup type and in any kind of foods.
Basically, I had to retrain my brain and all that in the habit. And through the process of self-discovery, I had to figure out my triggers. And so what I did was, one of the ways that I kind of started self-analyzing myself was I would say the 3 W's, and that's what, when, why. So to get myself into better habits of making better choices, I would say, okay, I would grab a bag of Doritos if I was in the aisle or in the store and say, okay, what? Bag of Doritos. All right, when you want it? I want it now. I want it right now, right as soon as I get out of the store. And then the most important question, and I have the feeling as far as the biggest one, was why. And that's when I started figuring out, oh, you mad because that lady cut you off in traffic, or you mad because you didn't get this job. And allowing some of the stresses and stuff, I was realizing I was stress eating. And I'm like, okay. But then once I put the goal in front of my head and remembering your why of what you was trying to do, it didn't matter anymore. I'm like, all right, put that back, go get the vegetables, or go get a substitute and try to figure out, a healthier option. And then sometimes, that started working. So like for chips and dips and all that stuff like that, moved over to carrots and fruit, a substitute.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then once those habits started sticking, it just became a lifestyle. It just became a habit. It's like, and then now I know, okay, I know I can eat a whole chocolate cake, but now I just have a slice. I know that. I know I can put it down. I know I can eat a whole chocolate cake to this day right now if I wanted to, but I don't.
I got to say, I'm actually impressed that you stuck with it, because usually what they do is tell you to kind of like cut things out little by little, and you'll have a better chance of success. I'm surprised you cut out everything like that and you stuck with it. Most people can't. That's like my biggest problem.
A more of a cold turkey approach.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, but you know what, though? I've tried all the diets out there. I've been through them. I've been through Nutrisystem, Slim Fast, pills, self-medicated. I've done them all, and I'm just like, and nothing lasted. And then finally, because I was living the quarantine life and I was passionate about music, which is one of the things that I kind of like, one of the tips as far as self-growth, self-motivation, and self-love and all the stuff that we're in this process now is it's kind of reinventing yourself. So that at the opportunity that I was broke, unemployed, unhappy and unhealthy, music came back into my life, and then that kind of gave me my spark and my passion, which then kind of turned into my health. So, it's finding that passion and stuff like that really made me stick to it. But as far as my eating habits and everything else, I just like, okay, we got to fix this. we got to change these habits. We can't do this anymore, and really just making sure to stick to your why as far as, and you got to ask yourself, why you want to do it, why do you want to change?
It is just, you've got such an amazing story. Talk to me and Ross and John here about the book you've got out there.
Yes. Well, basically, it's a handbook that I like to call, it's not about the life that you lead. It's not about the weight that you lose. It's about the life that you gain. and it's called Balancing the Scales. It's how to transform your mind, body, and business. Basically, it's like I said, it's a handbook, and it was written during the time that I was, again, unemployed and having the success from the song and the track and music. But it's just kind of a guide and the lessons that I've learned that kind of brought me where I am today, and some of the tricks and tips that kind of helped me, and some of the diet plan too that I kind of stuck to kind of get through it. And one of the things that I'm really proud of as well is that within the first 4 hours that it debuted on Amazon, that's when I became a best-selling author in 4 hours.
Freaking sweet, dude.
4 hours.
Yeah, my very first book written. But again, like through this time of quarantine, I'm reinventing myself. So one of my next goals is to write my third book. So that's one of the things.
Is this more of a
focus on? But right now, it's chapter 1 with learning how to live kind of a simple life, so to speak, and put things into perspective and offer some hope for anybody out there that's struggling.
So can you call this, a diet book, quote?
No, not really. I mean,
then more of a self-help motivational? What genre are we in?
We are in the self-help motivating period.
Okay.
We want to motivate and keep people, inspired and just be that light of hope. I want to be a kind of like that beacon of hope to say you can do it, because I've done it. And I know that anybody else can do it. I've talked to several different people, and I've worked with several different clients of mine who, are kind of following the lead, and just kind of get out there and start walking. This is the perfect time to do it and take care of yourself. I think really, to be honest with you, this is the time that we need to, as far as self-development, self-growth, and self-love. So, yeah, the book kind of follows in that direction, and book number 3 is going to tell another story as well.
So this second book has not come out yet, I take?
The second book is out. It's called The Art of the Comeback.
Okay.
Because of the success, what happened was there was success in the weight loss when I did the Rachael Ray and everything else. I had the opportunity to be a featured, kind of like a featured, I don't want to say reporter, but featured guest for Rachael Ray, and to be one of her hired help, so to speak, for the show. And the day before I was supposed to appear on her show, I got into a bicycle accident. I was hit by a car.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So basically all of my opportunities, as far as all of my television opportunities and everything else, kind of went downhill from there. So I wrote part 2 was called The Art of the Comeback.
How has your feedback been on that so far?
That's been really good because it's been in the journey as well, because one minute you're hot and the next minute you're not, and then you got to get back to talking about health and wellness and being responsible and stuff like that when everybody doesn't really want to listen to it. So now everyone has everyone's stuck in their own corners, so now we kind of have to listen to it.
We've got a great guest with us today. Papa Joe joins us, Balancing the Scales, how to transform and balance your mind, body, and business. Also, John Mosier with us today, and, of course, our good buddy, Mr. Ross Long, the rabble-rousing ringleader. We need to get, John, you need a gimmick. Because if Ross is the rabble-rousing ringleader and Papa Joe is a best-selling author after 4 minutes, what is your gimmick, John?
You can't abuse this guy. He's gentle and he's good. So you can't abuse him that way, Jimmy.
I can sit there and say, I can spend 4 minutes on a microphone and piss off 3/4 of the crowd. So.
Okay.
Pretty good.
There you go.
Well, that's all of it, but yeah.
So John, listening to Papa Joe's story, this is pretty damn amazing, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like, I sit there, at one time, I was close to 400 pounds. Now I'm like 290 or something, but a lot of that was just, part of it was just because I ate like crap, and it's like he was talking, I get real bad about yo-yoing. I would sit there and drop the weight, and then I'd go right back up because I'd stopped doing what I was. But the biggest thing that helped me was I quit worrying about what the scale said so much and like how my clothes fit, different things like that. Because I like to go lift and everything. So when you start to lift, you get more dense muscle. That's heavier than fat, per cubic inch. So you're going to somewhat see a stall in the weight loss because you're getting you're actually getting leaner, but you're getting heavier. It's like one of the biggest problems with women and their weight loss. They worry too much about what the scale says instead of what they're looking at. Like, look at your body. It's like, if that shirt, used to be too tight and now you can wear it no problem, you've done something right.
Trust me, I used to get excited. I went from a 58-inch waist to 36.
Hell yeah, dude.
Wow.
Yeah. What did you go from? You said 490?
No, I was just under 400. I sit there. I've always been lucky about the waist, but it's like I had like the Dunlop, where it Dunlopped over your belt. So, I mean, I sit there, but I went from having like a 3X shirt be too tight to wear to where I can wear like double X and stuff like that. And at one point I got down to the point where I could wear an XL shirt, but, I didn't want to look like I was shopping at Baby Gap trying to get stuff. So, but between a 2 and a 3 is about perfect for me because I've got broad shoulders naturally. So,
yeah. Well, let me ask you something. How do you feel now?
I'm feeling better. I've just, I've slowly tried to get myself improved, but with this quarantine, I've been pretty bad about just sitting around. I was forcing myself to get out for a while, but I had about 4 days where I just haven't done anything at all. I'd go like to a park and walk around. And
are you breaking a sweat, or are you just doing a casual walk?
I'm doing a decent one like that. I mean, it's chilly here still, so you're not really breaking a sweat, but I would go, and I mean, I would get in like 2.5, close to 3 miles on this trail, and then it just got to be there were too damn many people out there, and I'm like, yeah, okay, never mind. So,
well, hit the sidewalk.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying it's like I liked it because it's easier, it's less impact on your joints and stuff.
True. Let me ask you something. What type of music do you like?
Uh-oh. I think we might
What's your favorite music? What type of music do you like?
I think we might lost the...
Looks like we've got a freeze on him.
We got a freeze.
There
There he comes.
There he is. Okay, John, he's asking what kind of music you like, my friend.
Weird. It's like I'm a big 80s freak, but I also like really got into groups like Vampire Weekend, and churches and stuff, kind of on the what you would consider alternative, but it's more kind of like a mellow alternative.
We could talk all day about you and your 80s music, but that's a whole other thing.
Well, no, I was going to suggest put on your favorite and your fastest 80s tune that you love, that, you know what I mean, and just walk, and just go for a walk. Tune into that and listen to your favorite music, you know what I mean, and just go for a walk and see where it takes you.
Oh, yeah, I've done that, so.
Do you bike ride or anything else like that, or
I've got my knees are kind of fried with the bikes, so I can't really do those. So, see, my problem was I grew too fast. I went from being 5'9" to I was 5'9", 152 pounds, and I grew like 4.5 inches, and went from medium large to triple X to fit my shoulders. So, and that was in less than a year. And it wasn't like I was fat. I was about 265 and pretty solid, but. It's like I used to be a distance runner in high school, and then I hit a growth spurt my second year of college, and yeah, that ended that idea of running around much, so.
But you're good with walking now.
You've already been through all this. You could just get back on and do it again.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like I said, I've already dropped like 15 pounds just watching some of the stuff. My biggest problem is cutting out, like you said, the sweets. It's like,
yep.
Like when I eat them, I eat a lot of them at once instead of like, but then I won't eat them for a while. But that's my biggest problem is the sweets.
Yeah, me too. What I did was I went. I'm telling on myself now. I went from eating like a 2-pound. I used to eat like a 2-pound bag of M&Ms, no problem. But what I did was when I cut the calories from 7,000 to 2,000, I literally I went in moderation to a trial size pack of M&Ms. So that way I could, moderation.
And am I correct in assuming here that though exercise is most certainly important, there's no way you can really burn off 5,000 calories in a day. It's got to be with diet too. It just has to be.
Honestly, yeah. It's 80% nutrition, 20% diet, and if you really focus on that 1% of something a bad habit that you need to get rid of, and just try to substitute with a better one. They're out there. You just got to find it.
Yes, absolutely. Oh yes.
You know what I mean? It's out there. You just gotta find it, and then you play around with it. You know what I mean? Because then everything gets boring. You know what I mean? You gotta mix it up a little bit, and then find another like-minded people that can tell you some of the recipes or tricks and tips to be able to modify some of the things that you're doing. And then okay, I can get through this. And it's a daily thing. But right now, I do have a feeling with all the stress and anxiety people are going through, people are going to gain a lot of weight. And hopefully they won't.
And now's not the time to get back on corn syrup crap.
No, it scares me. It really does scare me because I do feel it's not only the virus we got to worry about now. Then we have to worry about diabetes after everyone be able to come back outside. You know what I mean? We got to worry about diabetes and heart disease and everything else. You know what I mean? When everyone's free to go back outside and start hugging. You know what I mean? But everyone can't get off the couch. And I'm just like, oh, come on, we got to keep moving. So, hopefully, people can learn through this, and be able to maintain, because that's my biggest fear, like you said, is just people being able to survive through this, and just come out healthy on the other side.
Mm-hmm. Well, Papa Joe, this has definitely been a fantastic interview. I know that me and John and Ross have definitely enjoyed this. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, sir.
And Gentlemen, if you could please, I would like to send you guys all a copy of the book. So if I could get an email address or something, or an address,
I'll get with your press guy as soon as we're done, and I'll make sure everybody you get everybody's emails.
Please, and I'd love to send you guys a copy, each one of you.
Sweet,
fantastic. Well, thank you, Papa Joe.
Can't wait to read it.
I appreciate it, sir.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, man. There he goes, Papa Joe. And as we wrap up here, I guess I'll start with John. Okay, what did you think of the grand experiment today with everybody on Skype and all the shenanigans?
It wasn't bad. It was kind of weird getting used to it, but and I kept getting kicked off by my computer some here and there, but it was just different. I enjoyed it.
It was definitely a good time, and Ross is...
I'm still here.
Ross is still there. He's got that cool piece of art on the back of his couch. Who painted that?
That is one of my best photographs of the last year. And,
oh, wow.
I should tell you that it's from a place called Paradise Cove in Guffey Gorge, and it's on the way, kind of the back-ass way to Cripple Creek, where people go gambling.
Of course it is.
But,
Guffey Gorge sounds like a porn place or something.
It was a weird day. It was raining to who laid a chunk, and I had to wait till it finally stopped raining. But when it finally did, I went down there, and it's just totally different. You see this? I don't know if you're seeing this area right here.
Yes.
That's the dry area. That's how the rocks mostly look. But when it's wet, it turns red. And after all, Colorado in Spanish or whatever language means colored red. So that's,
there it is.
it's just, the misery factor, the misery index to get this picture was quite high, but I'm glad I did what it took, because I'm very proud of that image. So
Well-
just to
Well,
let you
Ross,
know.
wrap us up here on what you thought of today. I think we had a slightly depressed porn star on and a bunch of other stuff.
No, it's great. We all three make maybe there's too many cooks in the broth. I don't think so, but we all kind of worked well on.
Oh, this was fun.
On our guests, on your other guests. That way, we didn't abuse them too bad. I mean, we could have. I know we could have.
Well, I thank you guys, and I'll hit you guys up. And John, send me your. I don't think I actually have your actual email address. So message me that on Facebook so I can make sure that Papa Joe gets it so you can get your book.
Sounds cool, brother.
All right, guys.
Like all got a free book coming.
That's right.
The right things to the right people.
Too
at
bad
the right
Jay
time.
Bird Wells ain't here. She's going to be mad she didn't get a free book.
Yeah, it's like, I've gone through 3 books since this thing started, and that's a lot of coloring.
Well, thank you, guys. It's been fun, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks, guys.
Have a good day. We'll see you.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys. There they go. And there we go. It's